You are watching the most unbelievable show in prime time. Here's Kelly Packard.
Thanks, Dean. I'm here at the rodeo grounds in Tucson, Arizona, as we are watching the world's toughest cowgirls as they compete for top prize. This is also the setting for a demonstration of sheer power. Construction worker Paul Pumphrey is going to risk broken bones and even a concussion as he goes for a new Ripley's record. You're going to attempt to go through 20 of these concrete slabs, right? How are you going to do that?
Hopefully I'm going to attempt to break them with my shoulder.
With your shoulder?
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot of concrete, Paul. I'm going to let you finish getting ready, and we will be right back in just a minute to see if Paul can shoulder his way through almost 5 feet of concrete.
Tonight on Ripley's. Snowboarding's bad boy heads for the sand, and he's got his sights set on a new Ripley's world record. Can he pull off a history-making 360-degree flying backflip?
I figure if I wreck, it's my own fault and I deserve it.
See if he tastes victory or eats dirt. Madeline Shaw is about to go under the knife. What's so unbelievable? Her surgeon will be operating by remote control from 4,000 miles away. Would you put your mother's life in the hands of a robot? The Ripley's World Tour lands in Mahasarakam, Thailand, only to discover a town overrun by rats. Now villagers say the only way to beat him is to eat him. Plus, we find a home where the world's smallest buffalo roams in tonight's Unbelievable Animals. Meet the man with the most unusual eyes in America.
Lick my eye.
And you won't believe why everyone's lining up just to turn their backs on this woman.
It was enjoyable, I gotta say, I recommend it.
Only on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Even before snowboarding became an official Olympic sport, the subculture of extreme athletes started looking for new places to board. They discovered that sand dunes work real nice. Josh Tenge is a man on a mission. He's headed out to the desert dunes of California for the latest in extreme sports. Believe it or not, he's risking serious injury going for a new Ripley's record by attempting to land the longest 360-degree backflip ever.
Sandboarding is great. It's basically like snowboarding all season. I can do it every day of the year.
As a kid growing up on the world-class ski slopes of Incline Village, Nevada, Josh fell in love with snowboarding.
Snowboarding is the first exciting sport for me.
As the years went on, Josh looked for a way to indulge his boarding passion all year round. When Josh Tenge discovered sandboarding, he knew he'd found the answer.
The equipment's basically the same. I'm riding my snowboard boots and my snowboard bindings.
Now Josh is a top competitor at sandboarding events around the country, where getting carried off in a stretcher is not uncommon. And this 2-time Sand Jam Master Champion is always pushing his sandy sport to new and progressively more dangerous levels.
Going down a sand dune at 55 miles an hour is kind of like riding hard-packed snow, hard-packed groomer.
And today, in the midst of these vast sand dunes, Josh will attempt to break his own 44-foot world record without breaking any bones.
We're in Dumont Dunes, Southern California. Hopefully today I'm going to break my backflip record.
But to achieve his goal, Josh will have to accelerate off this 350-foot mountain of sand at near freeway speeds. Because Josh is attempting a longer jump than ever before, unexpected dangers and the risk of injury are very real. One miscalculation could mean a disastrous, even fatal landing in this unpredictable sport.
My major concerns with injuring myself would probably be landing on my head and breaking my neck, you know, knock on wood here.
After a few practice runs, Josh is satisfied. Everything is ready.
The sand's pretty good today. It's nice and cold. The colder it is, the faster it runs.
This is it. Josh signals he's ready to go. And he's off. Accelerating quickly, Josh hits takeoff speed. He jumps. But while he's able to nail the backflip perfectly, Josh cannot stick the landing. The attempt does not count unless he lands on his feet.
Distance was about 52 feet. If I would have landed it, it would have been the distance record, but I didn't quite get that one.
Feeling confident, Josh takes off again. He hits top speed and flips. He nails his landing. And amazingly, as the tape measure tells the tale, Josh Tenge successfully pulls off a 45-foot, 2-inch backflip on a sandboard, setting a new Ripley's world record.
Ripley's travels to Thailand in tonight's world tour.
You can saute it, fry it up, even grill it. Around here, it's the other white meat. Believe it or not, it's rat. And in this village, it's for dinner.
เริ่มกินตั้งแต่เป็นเด็กแล้วครับ
In Mahasarakam, Thailand, an out-of-control rat population was destroying crops and causing hardship. Locals first tried poison to get rid of the rats, but the beast soon became immune to it. Now, villagers have decided the best way to control their rodent problem is to eat it away. After catching the plundering varmints, they're prepared for cooking. Methods range from stir-frying with vegetables to marinating, slow pot simmering, even a one-of-a-kind barbecue.
กินได้ทุกวันเลยโดยเฉพาะตอนเย็นชอบมากที่สุดตอนเย็น
This culinary form of pest control is working so well that today the rat population is once again manageable. And since having developed a taste for rodent, many locals continue their rat-eating ways. Believe it or not.
A farmer and his buddy wanted to create the world's largest masterpiece. So they revved up the tractor, drove out into the cornfield, and 2 months later, they had their very own Field of Dreams. Take a look. These two friends have spent months working to recreate artist Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. But their work will never hang in a museum. Because, believe it or not, their art takes 6 acres to display. And it's made of corn. For 18 years, Mike Wisseman has been farming the 110 acres of land in Sunderland, Massachusetts. Recently, Will Sillen, a longtime friend and artist, approached Mike with a big idea. He wanted to turn Mike's acres of corn into acres of art.
You know, obviously I can raise the corn, and obviously Will could do the design, and it just was a natural match.
Together, they decided to recreate an image everyone would instantly recognize, the Mona Lisa. But working with such a huge landscape, it would require precision planning to pull off such a monumental feat.
You decided to do the face first.
The first step for Will was mapping out the grid on paper. After that, the two began plotting each corresponding point in the cornfield. Then it was time to begin mowing the labyrinth of paths through the stalks. They proceed cautiously because any mistakes would mean waiting until the corn grows back next season.
It's kind of a one-shot deal.
2 months later, the cutting is complete. But after all their work, Will and Mike have no idea what the 6-acre image really looks like. They need an aerial view, so Mike calls to rent a plane.
He says, oh yeah, the Mona Lisa maze. And as soon as he said that, I knew we'd hit pay dirt.
So I just gotta go down here. Don't turn
To
away.
their relief, Mike and Will's Mona Lisa is an enormous success. And amazingly, the Cornfield Mona Lisa is also the ultimate maze. So popular that in just 20 days, 7,000 people came to make their way through it.
It's good, clean, fun.
I think it's great. Me too.
People having a good time.
And this is one work of art that everyone can enjoy, even the animals. Because when harvest time comes, this maze of maize will be cut down and fed to the cows. Because the Mona Lisa maze spans 6 acres, many people have gotten lost. So now they've hired spotters to sit in watchtowers and help guide disoriented visitors.
She's laying on an operating table in France. Where's her surgeon? Sitting behind joysticks in New York. Only Ripley's is there as he attempts a risky transatlantic surgery using a robot. Plus, this guy's about to ride his bike across America, but that's not all. He'll try to pop a wheelie the entire way.
No one's ever done a wheelie across the country before.
Also, how the world's smallest buffalo survived deadly odds in tonight's Unbelievable Animals. And we set sail on a cruise in the world's only boat car. Television's most unbelievable hour will be right back. Stories you can't imagine, people you won't believe. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Heads are turning, and people are hitting the streets of Austin, Texas to catch a glimpse of it. Because believe it or not, the Lone Star State is home to the world's first and only boat car. Bob Sokal came up with the idea for this unusual auto when an old family boat was no longer seaworthy. Instead of scrapping it, Bob decided to turn it into a car. He began by using the floor pan of a Volkswagen, the upper portion of a motorboat, and a steel reinforcement cage. He then added a dashboard, seats, and a gas tank. And this one-of-a-kind vehicle is 100% street legal. Believe it.
The doctor who looked at the pictures from Johnny Lee's car accident says that they could be mistaken for autopsy photos. That's why the ending of this story is so unbelievable. Now, images in this story have been graphically treated for sensitive viewers. For twins Donnie and Johnny Lee, it was a typical morning. Johnny had just picked up his brother, and together the two were off to work. But suddenly, the car in front of them swerved, and Donnie saw why.
A tree was laying across the road, and we tried to miss it, but we still couldn't avoid it.
Colliding with the tree's trunk, the brothers hold on. But then a 2.5-inch thick tree limb smashes the windshield and unbelievably continues straight through Johnny Lee.
I looked over, and Johnny had a tree branch going through his neck, through his body, out through his back.
The branch embeds itself so deeply into Johnny's neck and chest that his body actually absorbs the force of the impact and stops the truck.
I thought he was dead then. He didn't move, and then he started making noises, and you could hear the collapsed lung just trying to suck for air.
Ambulances rush to the scene. Although barely breathing, Johnny fights to stay alive. The paramedics, fearing massive blood loss, decide to leave the branch in Johnny's chest. Finally reaching the emergency room, doctors are shocked by the injury.
It looks like it's an autopsy picture, not an operating room picture.
Determined to save Johnny's life, surgeons move carefully, slowly removing the 35-inch long piece of wood. Miraculously, they find that the branch has only barely scraped Johnny's lungs and vocal cords, somehow missing the heart and larynx.
The luck of the draw was with him.
But Johnny's luck doesn't last. The trauma proves too much, and he suffers a stroke. Now, as doctors stabilize his heart, they discover another problem. The tree limb has ripped and severed so many nerves, they're considering amputating his left arm. Johnny's friends and family are stunned.
It was kind of hard to digest all this happening to one person and it happening to your mate, your soulmate.
Day after day, Johnny remains in critical condition. 2 long weeks after the accident, Johnny begins to show signs of recovery.
And believe it or not, I'm still here.
While doctors were able to keep from having to amputate his arm, Johnny still carries significant scars from that life-changing day.
Life's a cycle of ups and downs, and I've had a little bit more downs than ups than most people, but you just got to wake back up and try to make every day a better day than the next.
Moving okay.
But incredibly, the ordeal continued for months. Splinters constantly worked their way up through Johnny's skin, creating serious infections and sending him back to the operating room.
We went in for another surgery and found a lot of t-shirt material and some more wood back there and some splinters. And once that was removed, the wound went ahead healed up pretty quickly.
And while Johnny continues to deal with the effects of the accident, you won't hear any complaining.
It's let me step back a bit. Before I was working all the time and just doing nothing but working and coming home and eating and sleeping and not seeing what life was all about.
For the time being, Johnny's more than content as a stay-at-home dad, taking care of his 2 little girls. And displayed prominently in the family home is the wooden cross made by his late father-in-law out of the tree that nearly took his life.
It's a constant reminder of the strength that John and I have in our marriage and that not even a tree is going to separate us.
The next time a coworker asks you what you want for your birthday, tell them that you want the Devastator. This ultimate rubber band Gatling gun was modeled after the first machine guns from the 1900s. This shoots 144 rubber bands in 6 seconds and can hit a target 40 feet away. It's a must-have gadget for the man or woman who has everything, including a big desk and a lot of pesky coworkers, like this.
Anyone who's made the 2,800-mile drive from California to Florida knows it's one exhausting trip. Kurt Osborne, however, will try to cover the distance on his bicycle. And not only that, believe it or not, he's the first person to attempt riding the entire way on just one wheel.
Definitely riding a wheelie for a long distance wears you out.
His obsession with wheelie riding began when he was just a kid. Now 31, Kurt spent the last 20 years perfecting this special skill. So when the opportunity came to combine his passion for riding with raising money to cure hepatitis C, Kurt jumped at the chance. Riding a standard bike that's been slightly modified, his 2.5-month journey starts in Hollywood, California. Traveling an average of 50 miles a day, Kurt finds that balancing his bike is the easy part. What he didn't plan on was the weather. Violent winds, non-stop rain, and extreme heat. By day 8, the temperature has risen to a scorching 120 degrees as Kurt makes his way across the Arizona desert.
A lot of people psyched me out. They were saying, you're not going to make it. It's going to be too hot for you. You can't ride out there.
Day 15, Kurt's still on track. But by day 27 and halfway through Texas, the long journey is beginning to take a real toll on Kurt's body. He pushes the limits of his endurance and makes his way through Alabama on day 40. Day 52, Kurt begins to falter. By day 65, 1 week short of finishing, Kurt is rushed to the hospital for extreme exhaustion.
I lost 10 pounds. All my upper body shrank. All my muscle mass was gone.
But ignoring the doctor's warnings, Kurt proceeds on with his one-wheeled mission. After an agonizing 72 days, he finally rolls across the Florida state line. And just 2 days later, riding on one wheel, he makes it into Orlando, and the 2,839-mile ride across America is complete. Kurt Osborne lifts his bike over his shoulder, proving once and for all that he is indeed the Wheelie King.
I knew right then in my heart that's what it was all about. There was quite a few people there cheering me on, and it was, you know, it was pretty cool.
Ripley's found a husband and wife who share an unusual obsession. Their perfect world is one in which there is no gray area. Everything is either black or white. Literally. In a world full of color, one Dallas couple definitely stands out. Because, believe it or not, from what they wear to the cars they drive, even the food they eat, everything is black and white.
People ask us if it's an interest or an obsession. I say it's an interesting obsession.
Molly DeVos and Stephen Cotton lived normal, colorful lives until they met at a party in 1993. The two soon discovered they had a lot in common, including an unbelievable fixation with the shades black and white. Now they work together at their design agency in a zebra-striped office building. When they go home, their furniture, their food, even the clothes in their closet complement their ebony and ivory obsession. But the two-tone lifestyle does have its challenges.
Now I can always find black socks or white socks, but black and white socks are a whole different thing.
To relax, they enjoy chess or watching their color-coded koi in the fish pond. And for a night out on the town, Molly and Stephen head to their favorite restaurant, where the chef prepares a special meal just for them, in, you guessed it, black and white.
How beautiful.
Wow.
Just
amazing.
Stephen and Molly did confess to Ripley's that not everything is black and white in their world. They do have a pink bedroom, reserved for guests who need to see a little color.
Ripley's world of unbelievable animals.
Steve and Jenna Fritz are true animal lovers. Their house is full of pets. 2 dogs, a bird, and believe it or not, a buffalo. That's right, buffalo. Jasmine, the Fritz's homebound bovine, is fully grown, but at only 400 pounds, she's just a third the size of a normal buffalo, officially making Jasmine the smallest adult buffalo in the world.
When Jasmine was first born, it was very obvious that she was small. She was about 22 pounds, which was less than half of a newborn calf.
Most buffalo are massive. Fully grown males reach up to 2,500 pounds, and females close to 1,400 pounds. So what happened to baby Jasmine?
Jasmine is so small because genetically she was just a freak of nature. She's totally proportioned. She's fully a buffalo, physically and by attitude, but she just was tiny. She's a midget, and only God knows why.
At birth, Jasmine was so tiny she faced certain death, but Jenna wasn't about to let that happen.
The doctor was of the opinion that we should not try to save this baby, that she was too injured, too far gone. It would take a Herculean effort to save her. But her eyes told me differently.
Now, 4 years later, Jasmine is a part of the family and has even made the kitchen her bedroom. She can often be seen walking, playing, swimming, and even eating with the Fritzes, chowing down about 10 pounds of silage and fruit a day.
Oh, my.
Very messy today.
Even though Jasmine is small for her age, at 400 pounds, she's an enormous house pet. And she definitely has a mind of her own.
Come here. She reminds us, though, that she is a wild animal by her own actions once in a while, and if she wants to come in the house, she's coming in. Getting her out, that's more of a problem.
But Jasmine isn't a homebody. She even accompanies Steve and Jana on trips to town, where she's a star, whether inspiring artwork or just hanging out at the beauty salon.
We can do anything.
This is one little buffalo who will always have a home.
Jan and I wouldn't trade Jasmine for anything in the world. There's no amount of money we would ever sell her for. She's part of the family.
A woman needed her gallbladder removed, but the best surgeon was 4,000 miles away. Well, that scenario brought science and medicine together with the help of a telephone line and a joystick. And be advised that some of these images are very graphic. This doctor is preparing for a surgery that will make medical history. That's because while he's in New York City, the patient that he's operating on is in France, 4,000 miles away.
To accomplish remote surgery, you need to have a perfect robot, and you need to have a high-speed system, and that was very difficult to find.
It's the latest in high-tech, ultra-modern medicine, and it's the brainchild of this man, Dr. Jacques Maresco. He wondered if it would be possible to perform a kind of remote control surgery, utilizing cameras, monitors, joysticks, and of course, robotic arms, allowing a single doctor to treat a patient anywhere in the world. But could his unique vision become reality? After years of work and hundreds of thousands of dollars to research and manufacture it, Dr. Maresco is finally ready to test his remote control prototype for the first time on a person. Today in Strasbourg, France, Ripley's will document the world's first operation using this futuristic technology. With telephone fiber optics relaying the pictures, Madeline Shaw, a patient of the doctor's who needs her gallbladder removed, will have her life literally hanging on a phone line. Even a slight time lag in the connection could cause the surgeon to miss a major problem, like a bleeding artery, and by the time the line is restored, the damage could be potentially life-threatening. Despite the risks, Dr. Maresco takes his place in New York. As a precaution, a team of on-site French surgeons stands by. The actual operation in France begins with the patient being perfectly aligned on the table. Next, 4 incisions are made. Then a tiny camera is inserted into the patient's body. It will serve as Dr. Maresco's eyes.
Are you ready now?
Now, using 2 joysticks to maneuver the robotic arms, he begins the delicate procedure to remove the diseased gallbladder. The mood in both operating rooms is tense. If the robotic arm malfunctions, the scalpel could slice open organs, causing massive internal damage or even death. But almost 1 hour after the first incision, the surgery is over and history is made. Just days later, Madeline talks about her groundbreaking surgery.
Et le vendredi après-midi à 2 heures, j'ai été opérée. Et le lundi à 1 heure, je suis rentrée.
And while this first remote control surgery was used for a fairly routine operation, Dr. Maresco claims that his new remote control technology will one day be used for even the most complex procedures.
We need to coagulate.
Allowing patients to be operated on by the best surgeons in the world from anywhere in the world. The doctor perfected his technique by first operating on a pig.
Ripley's own Kelly Packard is standing by at the rodeo with the man they call the human bulldozer. where in just moments he'll attempt to barrel his body through 5 feet of solid concrete. Plus, this muscle man pumped so much iron, his eyes literally popped out of his head. Bam! Now he's giving everyone a real eye-opening experience. And Samantha Amos doesn't read palms to predict your future. She says your lifeline lies below the belt.
It was kind of shocking that somebody could know so much.
We get to the bottom of her unique technique.
It's pretty quiet here at the Ripley's warehouse, but the noise level is a bit different out where Kelly Packard is standing by.
It's a warm, windy day here in the beautiful desert of Arizona, and the dust is flying. It smells like horses and cows, and I feel right at home. So I grew up on a ranch and I barrel raced. Are you guys amped? We just saw a rodeo like none other, the Women's Championship Rodeo, and it was awesome. I am here with Paul Pumphrey from New Albany, Indiana. You're a construction worker, right, Paul?
Yes, ma'am, sure am.
All right. Now, did you get to watch the rodeo?
Oh, yes, I did.
It was exciting, huh?
Awesome, awesome.
Now, your event is not really one we would see in a rodeo, right?
No, I don't think you would.
All right. Well, what are you going to do today? Talk us through it.
I'm going to get a running start and hopefully destroy the stack of concrete with my shoulder.
That sounds a little bit unbelievable. Do you guys believe that? How many concrete slabs are here?
20 slabs.
20 slabs at about what? 2 inches thick each?
You're looking at about 5 feet of concrete.
Okay, that thing's as long as I am tall.
Correct.
Have you done this before?
Not this many.
Not this many. Okay, so how many have you done?
18.
And you're going for 20 tonight, so this is a record.
It's going to be a record.
All right. Now, have you ever been hurt before?
Yes, I have.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Separated my shoulder one time.
So you say it so nonchalantly. It must have hurt.
That was a few years ago, so I forgot about it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Just in case you do get hurt, or you, Mike, we have some paramedics standing by. They're right there waiting for you. Now, do you need to do anything to prepare, like maybe a chant or, you know, something in a football mode? Because that's kind of like what you're doing.
I got to put on my game face and go for it.
All right, well, if you're ready, I'm ready. Audience, are you guys ready? We got an amped crowd here. All right, you go get in place, and I'm going to stand at a safe distance. Okay. Guys, we got to cheer him on the whole time. That is 5 feet long. That concrete's going to go through with his shoulder. Let's cheer him on, guys. All right, Paul, he's going for a record here, guys. 20 of these concrete slabs. Let's really cheer him on. Let's hear ya. All right, well, the audience loved it. I loved it. That was awesome. Paul Pumphrey went through 20 slabs of concrete. You saw it only on Ripley's. Woo!
Why are these beach bums dropping their drawers for this woman? Because her last client won the lotto. And they don't call him Daddy Popeye for nothing. America's most unbelievable show will be right back.
Believe it or not.
Enter Robert Ripley's archives.
Robert Ripley, leave it or not. Leave it or not.
The year is 1950, and the European soccer craze drives teams to extreme and dangerous measures during practice. This rickety homemade contraption called the soccer tactician is supposed to recreate the hazards of live competition, from head kicks to body slams. Fortunately for future players, the soccer tactician is banned from use after it proves to be unstable, forcing athletes to revert to more conventional means to reach their goals.
Leave it or not.
Some people might tell a joke to break the ice, but that's not necessary for Joe Jones. He can spark up a conversation by simply looking you straight in the eye. It doesn't sound very unbelievable, but it is. Joe Jones of Cleveland, Ohio, has a real knack for meeting people.
Other than my eyes, they're perfect.
No matter where he goes, he's always sure to get a reaction. Look. Because, believe it or not, Joe can pop his eyeballs almost entirely out of his skull. In good health and with a passion for weightlifting, Joe never imagined he had an extremely rare physical ability. But one day in 1985, Joe was pumping weights.
As I was coming up, for some reason, my eyes were popping out, but I didn't feel it. You know what I'm saying? They was like, man, put the weight in the rack.
Shocked, Joe rushed home to see what was the matter.
So I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, bam!
Joe then realized he had complete control over the muscles in his eyes.
When I do my finger like this, same way with my eye, I can do my eye like that. No eye pain, no headaches, it doesn't hurt at all.
Seeking a professional explanation, Joe visited optometrist Dr. Mark Bayshore.
This was quite a shocker. In fact, I've never seen anything like that before in the years I've been practicing.
Though the condition is rare, Dr. Bayshore has a possible explanation for Joe.
But I think the extraocular muscles that turn the eye are fairly loose in Joe's case. He's able to push those out and not affect any of the pain receptors. Fortunately, Joe is very healthy and his vision is excellent.
And Joe loves using his eye-catching talent to shock and entertain people.
Whatever you do, don't go see the doctor. I'm telling you, you'll come out looking like me. Look, he gonna take him out, man. I'm telling you. You wanna really top it off? What? Lick my eye. Lick it.
The kids in Joe's neighborhood can't get enough of his bug-eyed antics.
When they see me, they wanna see my eyes. The kids call me Daddy Pop.
And while exactly how Joe does what he does is a mystery to him,
I really still can't explain how I'm doing it.
He plans to keep using his eye-popping ability every chance he gets.
Believe it or not.
Next, this woman predicts people's futures by reading their rear ends. She was even the butt of some bad jokes, until her amazing $60,000 prediction came true. And find out how witnessing a crime once cost innocent bystanders their very eyesight. The story behind this barbaric form of blind justice when we peer into the Ripley's vault. Next.
Everybody's got one. They come in all shapes and sizes. But believe it or not, Ripley's found a woman who claims that she can actually predict a person's future just by looking at their rear end.
It seems like you'd have to leave top of leg. With you. The accuracy with bottom readings is about 98%. I get really good feedback.
Samantha Amos was born and raised in Yorkshire, England. And at the age of 8, she discovered she had a sixth sense. When she was 22, she began performing tarot card readings for friends. But later in life, this mother of 2 discovered she had the unique ability to foretell the future by reading something other than cards.
The bottom reading came about when I was at a party with friends, because I'm always saying you can read anything. One of the guys said to me, okay then, read my bum. So that's what I did. I read his bottom and things came true.
To date, Samantha has done hundreds of rear-end readings for dozens of regular clients, each shelling out $45 a visit. But her claim to fame is accurately predicting the $60,000 winner of a giveaway in England's Mirror newspaper. To do her thing, Samantha's clients first must expose their bottoms. Then, looking at the way the lines and shapes come together, Samantha gets to work. She claims the left cheek tells the future, while the right cheek reveals the past. Much like palm reading, Sam pays special attention to lines. Career lines are at the top of the cheek.
Like with this line here.
Love lines fall under the cheeks. And life lines, well, they run right down the middle. And while even Samantha says her readings are not always 100% accurate, they are the fastest way to get to the bottom of things.
Who likes the motorbikes?
That's me.
And your girlfriend not happy about that. She's not really wanting that. I get that you will go everywhere together with it, and it will be quite fun.
It was kind of shocking that somebody could know so much about you.
She got that. I have a twin brother. Not too many people can pick that one out.
November that you'll move here, because I get you here for Christmas.
I was hoping she'd have a little bit more of a hands-on approach, but yeah, it was enjoyable. I gotta say, I'd recommend it.
And though she makes it look easy, Sam is oftentimes faced with unforeseeable challenges.
With this line here, it just seems like some are very easy to read and others are very hard, mainly because sometimes men have got hairy bottoms.
Thank you.
Take care.
Believe it.
This torture device was first used during the Spanish Inquisition. These tips were heated over a fire and then shoved into the eyes of the accused heretic. But things really got ugly when common criminals got their hands on these barbaric eye spikes. Documented accounts report that the thief would often blind innocent bystanders to assure that there would be no eyewitnesses if the suspect was ever apprehended. Unbelievable? Believe it.
Tomorrow.
Who wants to go down to the cellar with me?
It's a special double helping from the twisted mind of Jack Ketchum. First at 7, meet your new neighbors in Offspring.
I said what?
Then at 9, hope you're hungry for more. It's the chiller premiere of The Woman.
This is our project.
Do we really get to keep her?
Tomorrow, starting at 7, only on Chiller. Scary good.
Have you ever known me to let things get out of hand?